It is a pretty cold day out there. It's early, just after 6, and I am trekking down to Knockhill Racing Circuit for the British Touring Car Championship. It's Saturday today, so it's the practices and qualifying and a few races as well. And I'll be back down again tomorrow too. So I'm taking the Renault ZOE with me, and I gave it a full charge yesterday. So we're at 100+ miles on the range gauge, though it is, as you can see here, quite cold. So I won't get as many miles as that. But my plan is to get down to Perth and use a new rapid charger there, which has been creating quite a lot of problems. It keeps failing apparently, but we'll see how we go. It apparently was fixed yesterday, so we'll see if that's working. Then down to it's near Dunfermline, where the racing circuit is. Back, might do something a bit different on the way back later. Try Kinross, the Ecotricity charger there, and then Forfar, where I am reliably informed the rapid charger is working by the head of the building there. The last time I tried to use it back in beginning of July, I think it was, all the lights were on, but it wasn't actually working. So we will see. Anyway, looks like a nice bright day once we get beyond the mess here. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, so there we are. I had actually into the R-Link put all of the itinerary in here. So if I go to navigation and itineraries, you will see home to Knockhill right there, and that shows my kind of range, which is almost getting me all the way down to the racetrack, but not quite. But however, getting down to Perth, which is #1 stop here, shouldn't be too much of a difficulty. We will see how we go. I can always stop in Forfar if need be. So that's the plan. Put this on, go, and we'll see how we go. I'm in eco mode, ready for a relatively simple journey down the road. So off we go. Of course, it's telling me there's not enough battery power to reach a selected destination. I know that already, but I'm just going to ignore that. There. Done. On we go. 112 miles or so. So there we are. I'm going to listen to my audiobook on the way down the road. So that does mean I'm using my phone, which I'm also recording on, for that. So apologies if there aren't so many updates on the way down, but I'll keep you informed when we hit each of the charging points on Perth. Alright, that's me, signing off for now. Coming off the A90 at my usual stop near Forfar to head across country to Perth. I think I'm actually, I think I would have enough charge to get down to Perth, but I've been going a bit faster on the motorway, so I've used it a little bit more than usual, though the cross country bit's slower and a bit more efficient. But I thought I would just swing into, I think it's only just here, right off the dual carriageway, into the Angus Council car park, where there are a couple of chargers. There's a 7 kilowatt kind of standard charger, and then there is a rapid charger, which is just over here. and we'll see if it's working. It wasn't working last time I tried it, so we'll see if I have any better luck this time round. This is another APT charger, and yeah, I have a few issues with these chargers, I have to say. I don't think it's well, maybe not so much the charger, but the company and the way they communicate with the people that are installing their chargers. Anyway, I will turn off, get the card, and open up, and we'll see if it's working. Put my card up. Validating user. Now, it was at this point that it failed last time, and it said that it was an invalid card. Yes, unauthorized user. So there is another just 7 kilowatt one over there, but it is much slower. So I will try again. And this one here, I spoke to the council, and they said yes, it is all commissioned, it should be working. And well, I've got nice red lights up here now. Well, blow me down if after 6 attempts of it saying unauthorized user, it suddenly clicked in and said, okay, connect and off you go. It's I've not had this problem with any of the other machines. It's just these eVolt APT rapid chargers that give me so much grief. And then this is the other depressing thing with these APT chargers, is that if you look here, time remaining 1 hour 30 minutes, and I'm at 31%. So yet again, an APT charger, and it is not charging at rapid charger rates. It'll be charging at 18 kilowatts instead of the 43 that it should be charging at. So if I was at the Siemens charger in Aberdeen and had plugged in with about this, it would be about 40 minutes to charge. And what is so frustrating is that they keep putting these the councils keep putting these machines in. I mean, it's now. So I don't think it can be the machine's problem, in that the charger itself, I mean, all it is providing the electricity supply. So it's whoever's installing it is not installing it correctly. But it is surely up to APT, as the company that builds these, to make sure that the folks that are installing them are doing it properly and putting in the right supply and have the paperwork all in order. Because it seems like the folks that are putting in the other brands of chargers are doing that, because they seem to be working fine. So it is, it's mind-blowing, because of the amount of money that is being, in my mind, wasted on these rapid chargers. Anyway, I'm charging, so I'm gonna let it charge up for a bit. But I was really hoping this one would, because this is a brand new triple header rapid charger, and it is exactly the same problems we've had with the ones in Aberdeen and in Dundee and in Perth, where they are not charging at the rate that they should be charging at. When will they ever get this fixed? Crazy. Anyway, I'm getting some charge, at least there's that. And it is faster than the one over there. See the charge rate here is coming up to 20 minutes charged and 5.45 kilowatts. So we are operating at a charging rate of around about 16 or so kilowatts. It should be about over 40. Arrgh. Well, I've sent an email off in my frustration to some of the folks, other drivers, and to Charge Your Car, and to some of the people at APT, because it's so frustrating, and particularly when you're on a journey where if you're just the various different ways of doing the journey when you've got stops along the way, and I think probably the quickest way for doing this particular journey I'm doing is 2 short stops for about 20 minutes at each, which if you were at a proper rapid charger, each time would top you probably back up to 80+% on the battery, and then you're good to go. So I've been here for now over 20-25 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, and I'm just up to 50%. That's it. So it's, it really does make a huge difference for when you're doing journeys that involve multiple charges along the way. It slows you down incredibly. So I'm gonna charge just enough to get me to Kinross, where there is an Ecotricity rapid charger, which I've used before a number of times and does properly rapid charge, and I'll let it get a charge there. So that is the plan. M90 and at Kinross, and not a moment too soon, as I am you can see my battery is there's not much there, the warning light is on, so here's hoping the Ecotricity charger is working fine, and I'll top up here. The racing starts in about 15 minutes, the first practice session, so I'm going to miss the beginning of things, but that's okay. Lots happening today, and just having a look over. Yeah, there's no one at the charger. That's a good sign that I'm not having to wait for somebody, and yeah, we'll get charged up here, hopefully quite a bit. So there we go. 97 miles done, and I had that brief 20-minute stop at the slow rapid charger at Forfa. So we will try this one and see if this is working any better. Please wait, it says. Charge mode, AC is what I need. And then charge. So you can see I was at 2%. That's not an awful lot left, is it, on the battery? And it is charging, time remaining 45 minutes for the full charge. Whereas I was at, what, 30% at the APT rapid charger, and it was going to be an hour and a half. So that, here you see the difference between a proper rapid charger working at the rate it should, and the heap of junk APT rapid chargers and their crazy system where they don't enforce how they are installed, and so it's a free-for-all on how they get installed, and so they don't have the right power supply and all the rest. And you can see the percentage here clicking up already, and you may not be able to tell, but I can hear the cooling fans have kicked in because it's charging at such a fast rate. Here, whereas at Forfa, at the other charger, the car was blissfully silent because the batteries weren't being tested at all in the charging, because it was charging so much slower. Right, I'm going to go get a cup of coffee and let the car do its thing. So here is the difference in the rapid chargers made clear in the time it's taken me to have a toilet break, get a cup of coffee, of which I've only had you know what it's like, you get these coffees and they're stinking hot to begin with. Thank you. A few sips of coffee and I finished reading a chapter of the book I was on, so maybe 20-25 minutes, something like that. I think it was about nearly 9 o'clock when I arrived, and it's 9:26 now, and I'm at 97% on the battery, so I'm going on, that's plenty, so I'm going to unplug here. But that is what a rapid charger should be like. You know, in your normal time that you'd have a wee break, it's basically charged the car back up. Perfect. Anyway, time to get away and up to the race circuit. The touring cars are on in about 15 minutes time for their first practice. Plenty more action today. All right, onwards. This has been a fascinating day. We've had a bit of everything in the weather. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Stunning. In fact, you're getting a bit of the, well, you were earlier, a bit of the double rainbow effect thing going on. Amazing. So I'm heading back from Knockhill. A great day. Yep, as I say, showers, some very heavy showers, then bright sun. I am looking in the mirror and I've definitely had a bit of sun. And I'm going to do all this again tomorrow. I did find out when I was down there that there is there are chargers at the circuit. So, I mean, right in the paddock. So, tomorrow, I didn't need it today because I'd already charged up at Kinross, but tomorrow I might see if I can use them. I'll try and work this out so I've got enough reserve so that if I need to just drive back to Kinross to charge back up, that's fine. But otherwise, I might try and use those tomorrow, see if I can get on them. That would be very convenient because the car would be right there in the middle of everything. Anyway, we'll see how we do. So I'm driving back to Perth, charge up at Perth, and then try and get all the way back up to Aberdeen from there. That's the plan. As I'm stopping at Perth anyway and I had plenty of charge, I'm not messing around, and so cruising along at 70 up to Perth from where I joined the M90. So assume I'll get to, just coming up to Perth now, assume I'll get to Perth with around through a third or so of the battery left, and there is a new rapid charger there at the car park where I'm going to go stop, South Inch car park. Not convinced it's going to be working, however there are other 22 kilowatt chargers, so I will use those. I'll try the rapid, see if it's working. However, I have a feeling that 22 kilowatt will be faster anyway. However, let us see. Well, here in the delightful city of Perth, and just heading down to South Inch car park. Here is the new rapid charger, the exact same machine that we were looking at in Forfa. So I'm expecting a very similar result, but we'll give it a try and see what happens. Let's get the not electricity. I need the charger card. Okay. Connect plug. And press start. And it has started charging. And it says an hour and 5 minutes. Well, it's not charging at full rate, but I'm wondering if that is a bit faster than the one at 4. So I'll keep an eye on the, you see over here, we can keep an eye on what it says on the screen and see what rate it's charging at. If it's still charging, if it's charging slower than the 22 kilowatt ones, which are, in a minute, I'll show you. There are, you see, 6 here, one of which is not working, red, and I use these regularly, and they usually are fine, and they are 22 kilowatt, so they charge the car in about an hour and a half, which is great. Right, well, we'll see. I'll let it charge for 10 minutes or so it's all kind of settled down, and then see what rate it's charging at. At least it's working, and first time, that's something. And I'm gonna have, it's 6:30, I'm gonna have something to eat, and then hopefully I'll then just have the rest of the drive back to Aberdeen. Unfortunately, the charger next to the house is not working, so I need to go to Asda and charge up at the rapid charger, so that's another 45 minutes or so I'll need to do when I get back up to Aberdeen. Right, grub time. So the charger just tipped over 10 minutes, and it was exactly 3 kilowatts it had put in 10 minutes. So that means it is charging at 18. Oh, I've got my light on here, I don't really need that on. Oh, whatever. It's charging at 18 kilowatts. So that is, I think that is their bog standard when it comes out the factory, not properly commissioned, 27 amps or something. Is that right? Triple phase, 27 amps. So, which is the same usual rate you get at these things. So I was wrong in my hopefulness, and this thing is charging just as slow as any of the other APT rapid chargers. So here's the thing. So what are we at? 56% and 50 minutes to go. So I'm going to stop this charging here and then move the car around to one of the ones around the corner. So I need to get the cable for this one, of course. That is maybe the only positive thing about these APT rapid chargers, is that you don't have to get the cable out the car. Right, plug that in there. Get the other end. Checks. Look at that. 35 minutes instead of 50 minutes. Is that not completely insane? So these far cheaper chargers, you know, better. You know, one could get depressed about this sort of thing. And the fact councils are spending all this money on these chargers that are hopeless. they don't do what they should. They don't do what it says on the tin. Anyway, enough grumping and groaning. I am going to eat something now. Talk to you later. I'm on the A90 heading up to Aberdeen, so I let the car charge up to 99% at Perth, and then just going all the way up to Aberdeen. You may notice on the sat-nav I've got 49 miles to go, and on the battery range it says 50 miles to go. I am pretty sure that's absolutely fine, and I was just thinking about this. I seem to be I seem to run my EV motoring rather differently to some folks. So some folks seem to keep at least sort of 10-20% in the battery at any, you know, before they'll charge up, and ensure that they have a charging point before that time. So that's generally not the way I do things. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe I just have more faith in the technology, which one day may turn out to be totally misguided. Who knows? I don't generally suffer any range anxiety. I just sort of carefully map out where I'm going to be and what the distances are, so I'm always pretty confident that I have plenty there to get me there. Now, that does mean that sometimes there's only, you know, 2 or 3% in the battery, but yeah, so far so good. Anyway, that'll be me. So 48 miles to go, 49 miles estimated range. The last few miles down into Aberdeen are all downhill, so that always gives you a little bit of a breather. And the charger I'm aiming for is the south side of Aberdeen. As soon as you get to Aberdeen, you come to it, so no problems at all. Been all dry on the way back, so nice evening for driving home. Just coming into Aberdeen now, and just about to hit the 40 limit coming in. Just coming down the hill. I'll take off the cruise control now. So you can see I've probably less than a mile now to the charger, and 6 miles left on the battery. The low charge warning came on a few miles ago, but plenty there, as I knew there would be. And all of this coming down here, you're either regen braking, so you're getting some energy back, or coasting down and not using any energy at all. So pop over to the rapid charger, the Siemens rapid charger. So I've used 4 different rapid chargers during this journey, 2 of them being eVolt APT chargers, one of them being the Ecotricity charger, and then also the Siemens charger I charged up yesterday, and I'm going to use that now. I need a full charge so that the car is all ready for heading down the road again tomorrow. It's a right pain. I can't just leave the car to charge overnight, which is what I would normally do at the charger that is just a few doors down from the house, but it is not good. she blows. Right. Moment of truth. You'll see how much charge we've got left here. I've shown you how this one works here before, so there's nothing that you haven't seen before. Better put it in park. Boom, boom, boom. Right. Plug it in. Well, there is something weird going on with this charger. It was absolutely fine yesterday, but the screen has gone. It's just pure white. Now, because I've used it a few times, I know what comes up on the screen, and it's actually all working fine. And I knew which buttons to press to get it to work. So it is charging, but the screen's not working. So I'll need to let them know about that. And well, it's already piling on the juice. So 50 minutes. It's saying, I suspect there was only about 7%, something like that left. Maybe a bit more, 8%, something like that. Anyway, it's going up. I need to go get milk in Asda. All the excitement. So I'll let it do its thing and come back in a bit. Right. Oh, I got my milk and had a coffee at McDonald's, and we're at 99%. I've no idea how long it's been at 99%, so I don't know if I'll wait. I probably am just going to unplug it and go, and then get some sleep before getting up at 5 o'clock, ready for tomorrow, the next adventure. All right, signing off. Day 2, and I have company for day 2 with me, and we have just got to Perth, having left Aberdeen about 6:10, and we got all the way to Perth in one charge, and I think we're down about 5% or something like that on the battery when we got down here. It was cold at one point down to, bear in mind we're still in August. It was at 3 degrees at some points on the way down, so it's 6 degrees at the moment, so it is pretty cold. So I used more charge than usual coming down, because I had the heating on. With 4 of us in the car, it steams up more rapidly, so you do need to keep some ventilation going. If I'm on my own, I can turn it off and for quite a lot, so that uses a bit less energy. Anyway, charging at the 22 kilowatt charger here, because there's no point using the rapid one as it's slower, and we are cracking on. Yeah, look, about an hour to fully charge from here, so it's not bad on these chargers. And we're going to I'm not actually going to charge it all the way. I'm going to charge it probably about 5 bars up on the battery scale. So what's that? Probably about 60%, 65%, something like that. because I'm going to try and charge at the Knockhill Racing Circuit itself while we're enjoying the day. And however, I'm going to charge enough so that if we can't get in to use the charger, I've got enough charge to get back to Kinross to the Ecotricity rapid charger there. That's the plan. So we're stretching our legs, and the boys are off to kick a football around, so I'll go and join them, see what they're doing. Okay.
Awesome. Oh! Oh no! Oh! It's all right. We're seeing it. Here they come. Here they come. Safety car. Safety car's out.
Off the podium, and a champagne shower will ensue. Crocks out of bottles, there they go, and champagne flies on the podium. Plenty of champagnes there, plenty of corks, and we will get up to the podium and have a photograph.
Oh, did you survive? That champagne all right?
Have you had a good day, guys? Hi. Has the weather been good? No. It has been stunningly good. What are you talking about?
No, it's
look
not.
at it out there. It's been gorgeous. 17 degrees. I tell ya, it has been lovely.
I'm on YouTube.
Yes, you are. So we are waiting in. Yes, you will. That's true. So we're waiting in the car to try and get out of the racing circuit. We've been in the car for half an hour, and we have done 120 yards. So it's going to take us a while to get out of the circuit, but we have had a great day at Knockhill, and unfortunately the chargers were not on. They were both taken anyway, but they weren't on, so we didn't get a charge. But we have 27 miles on the range, 11 miles to go to the next Kinross charger, so we should be fine. And then after we've charged up at Kinross, where are we going to?
McDonald's.
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 Yes, we are, and we will charge up there and then back home. And we are tired because what time did we leave this morning?
2 in the morning.
6 in the morning, so we were up at 5:30. Oh, we are tired. Anyway, we're not moving very fast. It is another cracking nice day, and it's the day after it's Monday, it's the day after our trip to Knockhill, and I'm afraid I didn't record anything for the rest of our trip back north. We were in a bit of a rush, and with all of the fun and games of McDonald's and all the rest, I didn't get a chance. But what we did, we got a charge to 92, I think it was 92% at Kinross, at the Ecotricity charger there, and that was enough to be able to drive all on the motorways. I didn't take the cross-country route at 65-70 miles an hour to Kinross, to Forfar, to the McDonald's there, and we charged at the so-called rapid charger in the council car park. Now, interestingly enough, after my previous experience where it took about 6-7 attempts to get it to register, it worked first time this time. So I wonder if, because it has now got a note of my card, it did eventually talk to the Charge Your Car folks, and that means my card is now registered on the device itself, and so it just automatically logs you in. Anyway, that was fine. Of course, it was still running at a much slower rate than it should, but we got, while we went to eat, it charged up to 81-82%, something like that, and then that was enough to drive home between, again, 65-70 miles an hour to get back about 10 o'clock. So we left at, what, 6 in the morning. It was a long day, and that is me, just 7 miles left. So I'm going to head down to the Siemens rapid charger at Asda and finish and charge the car up. I could not be bothered last night. That is the plan. Good day though, and you can see I've done now 5,283 miles, and all of those miles have cost me nothing in fuel costs at the moment. They will add charges to that, but it's not bad, is it? All right, talk to you later. I'm charging up at the triple head charger in the Asda car park in Aberdeen, and the same problem that I had with it yesterday, I think it was, that the screen is just whited out. The charger seems to be working fine as long as you know which buttons to press, which thankfully, because I've used it numerous times, I do. So I'm just going to call Charge Your Car and let them know there's a fault with the machine here, so they can get it fixed. And while I say that, I can hear the fans in the charging circuits here in the car winding up just to keep everything cool. So it's charging up fine. Says about an hour or so. 13% there. So I can't really monitor, unfortunately, how much charge is going in because you need the screen for that to be able to check. But it seems to be clicking up once every 20 seconds, which is about the rate. So you get 1% every 20 seconds, which is about the rate you'd expect when it's going at full rate. All right, I'm having a day off today, so I've got an audio book I'm listening to at the moment, which I'm gonna chill, listen to, and have a bit of lunch. The audiobook is The Martian, and this is a fantastic story about a guy who gets stranded on Mars as part of a mission trip. If you like kind of hard science fiction or any kind of science fiction, you will love this story. It's really well told and humorous and technically fascinating. So The Martian, very good. All right. Well, all kinds of awesome. As you can see, the little IMEV disappearing behind me. There it goes. Whee! Our local council guy who deals with all of the chargers in Aberdeen had noticed that this one hadn't sent a signal for the last couple of days to their server. So he just happened to pop down, check it was okay. So we had a good chat, and it was reset, and now it is working fine. So the screen is back on, you saw it booting up, and everything is good again. So that's great. Very simple message, a very simple solution to that problem. And the old adage for anything IT, turn it off and turn it back on again, holds true with these chargers as well. So I'm back on charging up, and 56% at the moment. So a good blether about chargers around, and he said that the proposal that we've got for a 22 kilowatt charger at the church in the car park there had been across his desk. One of the roads folks had been in to find out a bit about it, and so hopefully we'll hear a bit more about that in due course. All right, good news anyway. Brilliant. Well, I have finished charging here, let it get up to 99%, and you can see the results of my fast driving on the motorway and my average. The battery, which usually would be up in the 80s, low 90s, is at 75 miles. So I actually thought it's a beautiful day. I may just pop out to Inverurie, where apparently there is a new rapid charger, just to see where it is, because that would be quite handy for heading further north. Yeah, beautiful day for a wee drive into the country. Well, I found the charger here. I had to drive around a little bit because I hadn't checked where it was. I know Inverurie very well, having lived nearby and worked here for a good number of years. So I had some ideas where it probably would be, or a few spots to check, and here it is. Now it's got a red light on one of these, a green light by one and red light by the other, and nothing on the screen. So, doesn't look like it is alive. Nothing happening. Well, that's a little bit disappointing that it's not working. I can't remember if I think I've seen somebody that has used it. I mean, it is just new, and I'm not even entirely sure it's on the Charge Your Car map yet. But I'll let them know. See if there's anyone there that can, in Aberdeenshire Council. It's finding the right person to talk to in any of these councils is a great problem. That's where we're very lucky here in Aberdeen City with who is our contact. Anyway, I'm going to wander back. I know where it is now. That's a bonus, but it needs to be working. Even more of a bonus. So my wee jollies over the weekend and on Monday have been about nearly 487 miles, and I've used 132 kilowatts. Now if I come over here I can get a bit more information about all that. Yes, so you can see how much energy was used. The average consumption 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour, which is not brilliant, it has to be said. That's what happens when you're driving at 70 miles an hour on the motorway, and in cold weather, some of that as well. Much nicer, warmer day today, but there you are. However, not bad. I really should try and do the what the economy has been for that in a rough kind of estimate. Yeah. And here's my score trip report. So you can see very clearly here my speed has been letting me down. My anticipation very good, speed not so much, hence the lower score than usual. And you can see 9 kilowatt hours recovered of energy over those miles. Yeah, I mean, that's not a huge amount. Well, it is quite a lot. I mean, that's almost half a battery pack. But over a long distance, well, how many is that? If you're doing 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour, so you're talking, you know, over 20 miles free of travel you've got back, not to be sniffed at. I thought just to end this latest video, number 8 in my Living with the Renault ZOE EV series, I'd just show you some of the information that you can get after, well, any journey, but particularly interesting after a journey like this, if you are into EVs, wanting to find out a bit more about them, is the information that is available online. So here you've got My ZE Online, which is the Renault site, the information that you can get on the car. So I did charge it up yesterday when taking daughter to gymnastics, so I plugged in at a nearby charger and let it charge up. You can see here my estimated range is down a lot on what it should have been. The last 100 miles or so, I've been I was driving much faster than normal, and definitely not with an eco kind of mind on. So it brings down your estimated range as if you were driving like that all of the time. If I am careful, I would be comfortable with that. It will easily go up to 90 plus miles, the actual range that you'd have on the charge. But also you can go in and have a look. You've got various tabs along the top, and one of them here is the charge history, and this shows you each of your charges that you've done, and what level the battery was at when you start, when you ended, what type of charger it was. That is maybe a little less than helpful. It does not always correlate to, because the different chargers would be charging at different rate depending on how full the battery is when you connect it up. So it kind of gives you an indication of what rate the battery was charging at. So you will see, if I come down here a bit, kind of this is for the weekend away. I charged here the Friday night up to 100%, and then you've got all of the subsequent charges from then on. You can see here, this was me getting down to, I had this one here at 7:20 in the morning, was at the Forfer charger, which I had so many problems trying to connect to, and eventually did get it connected to. And so I charged up there only to 55%. I probably should have charged a little bit longer, maybe to 60%, just to give me a bit more of a buffer, because by the time I got down to Kinross, you can see I was at 2% on the battery. There wasn't an awful lot of leeway there. It was fine. Got charged up to 98% in how long? About 37 minutes. So that's not bad. So accelerated, that's saying, I mean, that was at the full 40 plus kilowatts that Ecotricity charger was charging at. And then this is on the way home. You've got another charge at Perth. This was the first 10 minutes I did, and then got so frustrated because it was charging on the rapid charger at Perth, still at a very slow rate. So I moved to the slower one and charged all the way up to 99% in actually a faster time. So that's a bit nuts. But you see there, this is saying accelerated. That's a standard. This one was actually charging faster, so it's all a bit. This thing over here is not that helpful, but this bit is quite interesting. And you can see then by the time I got up to Aberdeen, I was back to 8%, and at the rapid charger at Garthdee in 50 minutes or so, got up to 99%. In fact, I think I left it quite a while at 99% just to let it do a bit of the battery conditioning. But then the next morning, this was driving all the way down to Perth in one, so 5% left. Let it get up to 80%. And then that took us all the way down to Knockhill, just on that one charge on the way down. And then on the way home, we charged at the Kinross Ecotricity charger again. And then this was having McDonald's at Forfer on that slower charger. And then this was yesterday, after getting back, charging up at the Asda charger. And you can see there's a break here. This is actually at the same charger. That's when the chap from the council came, Alan from the council, and we reset the charger to get the screen working. But you can see it was charging anyway, but it's just you couldn't see what was happening on the screen. And then that was the last charge, which has kind of brought it up to where it is. So this is helpful. Now, you also, so that's the car, that's Renault providing this information. But if you go to the Charge Your Car website, you also get a whole bunch of information there, which correlates more or less, not entirely, because some of these charges were at Ecotricity chargers. But the ones that are at Charge Your Car are all shown here, and you can get all of this information, including how much energy was used and the cost. 0.0000. Lovely. So that again is quite helpful for keeping a tab on where you were at what charger and how much energy you were using at those different chargers. The Aberdeen Snow Sports Centre, that is the Garthdee rapid charger. This does allow you to see the different rates. So here, the Orchard Bank, that's the one at Forfer. And so 8, 16, in 50 minutes, it added 13.4 kilowatts of energy was taken from the charger. And then if you go to the one of the Aberdeen ones here, here's the other example. Here's almost perfect example. So here's 50 minutes as well, 9:05 to 9:55, and it added 22 kilowatts. Now these chargers should be charging at the same rate, but there you go. That shows the difference between what energy you're getting from each of them. Both of them say that they are rapid chargers, but the APT ones just are not charging at proper rate. And the Siemens one that is at Aberdeen Garthdee at the sports centre, Snow Sports Centre, is charging at the proper rate. So that's all quite interesting, really. As I think I said earlier in the video, the APT chargers, they should charge fine at this regular rate. It seems to be complications between councils not knowing exactly what electricity supply should be going in, and I don't know if that's the council's fault or if that's APT's fault for not being clear enough, particularly if they're dealing with, and I think maybe this is the case with the chargers, they're maybe not dealing with the same department that usually deals with kind of these infrastructure things, and so there's a kind of mix-up happens in what electricity supplies are required. And then after it's installed, there needs to be paperwork that goes back to APT before they will fully release the power on it, and it seems like that isn't happening by councils, and so the charger is crippled at this slow rate because of a bit of paperwork that hasn't been sent back, all of which is just bizarre. And it seems like APT, because they're only providing the equipment and not pushing, and yet of course their name is all over the equipment, and I mean, I wouldn't go anywhere near one of their chargers because of all these complications I've had if I was buying one. Anyway, what do you do? That is the current situation, and it is, as you can see from those numbers, very frustrating when you're on a longer run. If they were working at full speed, it would make these journeys no problem at all. So the weekend was great fun. The car was absolutely impeccable. No hiccups from the car at all. Drove very nicely and smoothly all the way down and all the way back. On the way back, cruising much faster, 65, 70 miles an hour most of the way, and had no problems with it at all. It's just, and I had no real problems with the chargers either, apart from that one that took a long time to recognize the card. The only issue is over the speed of some of the chargers, and if they were going at full rate, it would make such a difference to doing these long journeys, as I've said before. So the infrastructure still needs work. It's getting there, but it still needs work. Anyway, that's enough for me for video number 8. Hope you enjoyed our week trip to Knockhill. Bye.